Good evening and welcome to S24 Insight on S24 Television. Tonight, we turn to culture, commerce, and the battle for narrative. Our focus is Mohammed ASHRAF Adam, popularly known as MC ASHRAF, the convener of the Made in the North Festival and Trade Fair, an initiative festival and an organization that started small about 3 years ago. And the convener, who is ASHRAF, actually started as an MC. And this initiative, according to organizers, described as more than a festival, a platform designed to showcase Northern Nigeria's culture, creativity, and commercial potential at the same time, while creating opportunities for trade, partnerships, and empowerment. Recent coverage of the festival says its subsequent editions was built to bring together creatives, brands, artisans, performers, and entrepreneurs with a longer-term ambition of becoming a global cultural brand by 2030. At the heart of the idea is a larger question: can Northern Nigeria stop being discussed mainly through the language of conflict, poverty, and politics, and begin to project itself through the lens of more development around culture, talent, tourism, and creative confidence? Organizers of Made in the North say that is exactly the point they're trying to make, to position the North not only as a cultural heartland, but as a future for fashion, film, art, trade, tourism, and technology at the same time. Public promotion for 2026 also suggests the concept is expanding into a multi-city movement with a published tour calendar and a Kaduna Croc City 3.0 edition scheduled for April and this year, at the Murtala Muhammad Square in Kaduna. And joining us to spotlight the whole of what Made in the North Festival is in the lens of creative entrepreneurship, joining us is ASHRAF Mohammed Adam, popularly known as MC ASHRAF, and the convener of Made in the North Festival, who is making mark in different lights, from Kaduna as the start to Abuja, to Katsina and Kano. Made in the North Festival is in the 7th or going to the 8th edition. Welcome to S24.
Thank you very much, Salima. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think let's start with spotlighting who is MC ASHRAF in the first place, because we know you started from being an MC with the passion to push the Northern culture to the global space. Where did the big dream begin in the first place?
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome.
This is a very important question. I think the big dream started in Katsina. I think this is my favorite state among the 36 states, so it started in Katsina. Out of joblessness.
After study?
After study in 2015, I got back and I was posted to Katsina for service, NYSC. And then when I went to Katsina, I was posted to Al-Qalam University to serve there. I think until now, a lot of people thought I studied in Al-Qalam. Meanwhile, I was serving.
Now we know.
So after service in 2016, around 2017, I had already made up some friends, likes of Donyas, Madugu, Naufal,
yes,
and their likes in Katsina. So they were able to carry me along, and I was selling bags, I was selling shoes, cufflinks, wristwatches, and all. Then, based on KD boy coming to Katsina, so you'd not be stranded. I picked interest in the photography space, so I started following them up from town to town, Mina, Kaduna, as an assistant initially. And then I was able to somehow, through Abdul Muttalib Designs, I was able to find myself just within a conversation in my...
Muttalib Designs that we know.
Yeah. Yes, wow. The king of this graphic designing. He single-handedly convinced me to move from being an upcoming photographer to an established MC immediately.
Wow.
Just from a conversation.
Wow. I believe Muttalib would do that.
He has
that's that person, and we need such people in our circle.
And he was able to talk me through it. ASHRAF natananin akwai masu hoto da yawa a garin nan, kuna da yawa. Amma na tunanin in ka koma MC nan ya kake gani. He let me decide. He just asked me a question. Maso hoto kuno ne kasani agarin. So the time akwai Bobbest, we had Bobbest, we have Donyas, Madugu was established. A couple of them, Crystal K, Vincent, AV Studios and their likes. So he was like, but what of MCs? We had just 2-3 MCs in town. And
why not consider that?
So immediately I called my friend in Kaduna, Ahmad. I sold my camera in the studio.
Wow.
I sold my camera and all of the equipment in the studio. And from then, I moved to KD. I came to Kaduna. I had to dress in kaftan for me to be able to execute the MC work, yeah? I saw that was how it was being done.
Because as Lagos boy.
I was not really into kaftan and northern attires as at 2016-17. So I had to come to Kaduna, sell my camera. They stole some of my equipment because they knew I had retired from photography. So I came to KD. Ahmad was he was an aspiring fashion stylist then, Fido. So he took me to the market, bought me some materials and fabrics, and then
sew them.
Yeah, Bello, my neighbor, sew them 16 sets, and I left for Kazana. It was very hard convincing Hajia to allow me to go, and you can imagine. Yeah. Leaving home and just going to become what exactly?
MC?
An MC. So.
And you know the Northern Nigeria perspective about MCing and stuff like that.
Especially my parents.
Of course, I think most Northern Nigerian parents would say, why would you choose that career path, MCing?
It took a lot. They didn't see it as a career or not a job then.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just the data fee. I was using the photography because there was a camera, more of an equipment. It was more visible and more viable than the MC as at that time. So I was using the photography to actually cover up for the MC. I became an MC way before my parents knew I had switched to become an MC. So that was how it started. And God willing, in 2017, I started very small within Katsina. It started taking me, because I already had the network of going interstate. Yeah, so it was easy.
To transition.
Was it not this guy that was assisting? And I just remembered, when we were doing the photography journey, my duty and role was more of making the couple laugh. So Madugo and Noyas could take the perfect shot. Because
okay,
yeah,
well,
you get to see
assisting, but then I think that's a bigger role to make people smile. So you get the best of photos.
You get to see couple pay for pre-wedding pictures and come and not smile and not even have a pose. I know it's the duty of the photographer to actually make sure that everything goes as planned. So I just took up the role. I will be behind the camera, sometimes holding the reflector, and sometimes telling the couple what to do and just saying something funny that will make them laugh while the photograph.
The moment. Okay, I think let's go into the big picture that's Made in the North Festival. Yeah. The roots. Where did that start from? Can you link us through? Because if you start anything, the foundation really matters. And if you tell us about the roots, like what exactly is Made in the North? A festival, a trade platform, a cultural intervention, or all of the three, or more than the three?
Thank you. Made in the North Festival and Trade Fair is a uniquely conceived idea simply to showcase the North, to celebrate our creativity, commercial prowess, cultural heritage, and diversity. So it is more of an all-encompassing initiative put together. This was birthed some 7-8 years ago in Kazana as well. We started very small. We started with a nameless event in Scorpion Arena. Yes.
So how did you sell it?
Yeah, I'll get to that. My former employer, Daddy Ankaura, Abdullah Kabir Ankaura, he's the owner of Scorpion Arena. So at some point he appointed me to manage the place as the manager of the sport complex. During my early MC days, I was being a manager and still flipping through the industry as well. So I had the space, and I was luckily a bit popular within the youth ranks. So I had to connect the dots. So I used that as an advantage.
You steal that from us.
So I used that as an advantage to actually gather up people. I think I hosted the first fun fair in Scorpion Arena around 2017. It was just a fun fair of giving our people, our entrepreneurs, an opportunity to sell. Myself, Dankaura was well connected within the youth ranks. We're connected to all of these artists as at then. DJ AB was our biggest. We had Soulja Boy, we had Namenj, Badman Bin Laden, 442 and their likes then. So it was easy to connect the dot. We have the space, myself on ground. We have the entrepreneurs, obviously, in Katsina, with 0 events happening of that nature.
Just connect them.
Dankora had the funds, so I was able to be on ground to do all the groundwork. That's how we started. We started, subsequently, when we hosted the first edition, Nameless, the second edition, we were able to name it North Stars Festival. It was initially North Stars. It was supposed to be for the Northern Stars. The idea initially was meant to be for the Northern Stars to be able to showcase themselves, because I usually get to deal with them often. Got so kind. In 2023, we had a meeting in Kano at Madugu Photography Studio. Myself, Galleria Films, Madugu Photography, Planet 360, Truth Photography, Sadiq. We had a meeting. That, guys, I came with a plan. Aside the fact that I'm doing well as an MC, you're doing well as a photographer, as a videographer, as an event planner, I think there's need for us to have a platform that actually unifies us as creatives and that gives us that leverage to actually showcase ourselves. We all agreed, and I said, okay, I have a plan. This event that we've been doing, you guys travel all the way to Katsina to come and attend and support myself. They all come. All the creatives who started together, they travel all the way to Katsina to attend and to support. Why not let's make it a multi-city, a national, why not let's make it a regional project? We all agreed. Unfortunately, one of the important stakeholders pulled out, that he had his own team and he was willing to do his own thing as at then. So it was really a shocker.
Independently?
Yeah, as at that point, because I took the project to Kano for it to begin with that same team I listed to you in Kano. So when he pulled out, I was basically left on my own. And then I told the team that, I'm sorry, he's doing his thing, we have to do ours. I had to travel back to Kaduna. That was why we chose Kaduna because we were looking at Chibi and Arewa. Okay, if we're saying we're doing Made in the North, the first place we introduce the project is as important as the project. So, if not Kano.
And because the person pulled out to do same event in Kano.
Same event in Kano.
Wow.
So Kano was actually more of Kadamuzo Kuma Achi. So we ran away. I had to go back home. I told my mother everything about the project, and 11 days before the project, the first ever edition, 1st of January 2024, after running around, speaking to the creatives around northern Nigeria, from Alijita to DJ AB to Morel, to almost all of them that I had contact with. Bro, this is what we're starting. This is what I think we should be doing to sort out all of our problems. And I got encouraged by a few of them, and a lot of them were discouraged due to history. Initiatives.
Of course, there are initiatives, so
people
many
start
of them.
and stop.
And stop, yeah.
But I gave them the assurance that I'm not that type of person
This
that
is a
starts.
longer-term
this
project.
is a different kind of person. And the fact that I had this idea of making it a long-term project rather than a short-term thing.
Project.
So I knew if we were to invest 5-10 years into an initiative, it definitely has to work. So that was how it started. And Chicken Ikon Allah were able to host the first edition. I almost gave up. My mother told me not to because the name MC ASHRAF NG Present had already been tagged on the flyer. So that was the initial reason why we hosted the first ever edition, because my name was already there. So
no pulling back. That's the essence of guidance.
We had around 5,000 people at the first ever edition. You could imagine what that did to our confidence. After Kaduna, on 13th of April, we now moved back to Katsina. I now said, okay, let me attempt to give back to my state. I went back to Katsina, and unfortunately, on the day of the event, on 13th of April, we were denied the venue. Access to the venue, due to some reasons best known to them. But for us, I know there is no single social event platform in northern Nigeria that does the paperwork documentation that we do. in terms of securing anything, partnership, anything. But still, it didn't work.
What was the problem?
Okay, I think it's best for me to say it now. It was more of politics, more of envy. It was afterwards that we were finding out all of these things.
But did you eventually did the event?
Yeah, we eventually reached out to, when we got to the stadium, they refused us access. Fortunately for us, Hajia Zainab Keita, the owner of DJ Unique Event Center and planning, was in Saudi. Her assistant was part of the team. He had to reach out to her in Saudi that this is the situation. This was around 3 p.m.
Wow.
And we had almost 100 vendors that have already produced everything they came to sell. It was the biggest ever event. It was meant to be the biggest ever event in Kazana, so you could imagine the momentum that it had gathered. We had artists that came from other states arrive at the stadium, and we had no access. So they reached out to her, and she has a smaller event center, Service to Humanity.
So you moved there?
We had to call everybody and do all the compromises for everybody to move down there. We went there. Trust me, it was a stampede of an event. But I'm sure that all of our Kasana vendors 1.0 sold out everything they took there.
Wow.
So it was more of a bittersweet story. After that, we moved to Abuja. After 13th of April, 1st of October, we looked at, okay, if we're doing Made in the North around the northern states, it is important for us to do a national event in Abuja, and it has to take the national coloration. So we took October. In fact, it was meant to be a 1st October event yearly. But the modalities around 1st October
would not allow that
but we did the first year, on 1st of October. Unfortunately, it clashed as well with the Renewed Hope, the Renewed Hope youth engagement event. They pioneered their own event, so it kind of clashed. The second year, again in Abuja, it kind of clashed. Then we changed our date. Yeah, so after Abuja, October, it was really challenging because getting to secure the National Stadium, getting to do your first ever event at the National Stadium, that is 60,400 capacity. Is something really out of the mind.
Big. Let's quickly take a break. When we return, we'll dive deeper into what the festival is achieving, what's the longer-term goal of the festival, etc. Stay with us. We'll be right back. S24 Insights, where we are deep diving into the creative entrepreneurship sector with MC ASHRAF. We've spoken a lot about starting MCing, where the foundation was, and then going to Made in the North Festival, the in-thing in Northern Nigeria. And now let's deep dive more into what Made in the North Festival has been able to achieve in this time and what the long-term goal is. You've mentioned that it's a long-term project, and your first start was 10 years. And I'm sure that as it progresses, you maybe extend the number of years. Let's go straight into, you've said the initiative was inspired by a deep love for the people and culture of Northern Nigeria. What's the long-term goal in this regard?
The long-term goal of our initiative would be primarily to empower our creatives and our people across all fields. For now, as a 10-year long project, and just jumping into our 3rd year, I have nothing to say but to be thankful to God. I think I would confidently say there is no northern state in Nigeria that are not waiting for us to come and host. So that alone is something that we should celebrate, firstly. Secondly, the networking opportunity within the Made in the North Festival initiative. I don't see any other youth-centric platform that has the number of credible young people that we have, one. Secondly, the number of credible creatives that we have. We have everybody within our reach. And again, we've been able to impact a whole lot of entrepreneurs, from giving them visibility to helping them sell to giving them access to almost all the tools that they need over the period of 2 years, 7 editions gone down. We've impacted a reasonable number of creatives. I have a lot of creatives that do not need to reach out to me for them to do whatever they want to do now. Just by being part of the Made in the North, they've been able to access all the stakeholders that they need.
And create a niche for themselves.
And like I said, we're a 10-year-long project with the hope of expanding to probably 100 years. So far, so good. We're looking at empowering thousands of Northern creatives, thousands of Northern entrepreneurs, giving them opportunities to scale up. Right now, I think we're at the 3rd year, we're going back to the scratch. We've been able to impact entrepreneurs, but the issue is now clearer to us. There's need for us to go very, very deeply into basic business education. The moment, this is part of our long-term vision. Yeah, so we are looking forward to stakeholders like S24 that will help our entrepreneurs scale up, give them visibility, and give them the rightful, not just the media, but the business, knowledge to go into the field. And as much, the perception, the narrative of the North, outside the whole insecurity tagline, I think Made in the North Festival is one of the vehicles that is positioned to actually give this region the actual spirit and the actual image that
people telling our stories in their lens.
So we intend to use the platform to showcase ourselves in the rightful manner, to showcase the rightful creatives, the rightful people, culture, and everything that the North entails. So if you look at all of these things put together,
it's a gigantic project.
A very big project.
So what's your sustainability plan? Because in projects like this, you're in the 3rd year, and it's a 10-year initiative before extension. I believe that you want to make it more like a generational kind of initiative. And that's what S24 is committed to as well. Sure. So what's your sustainability plan? You've got the youth, the creatives, the platform. You've made a name for yourself. Sustaining it is something very key, because at some point you find people moving away, pulling away. We're used to that system where you start something and someone would think, oh, they can also do the same or even do better than you, and people pull out. So what is your sustainability, or what are your sustainability plans?
I'm glad I got the most intelligent host with me. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
So for the sustainability plan of this project, we've had a lot of members at the beginning stage come and go, not really understanding the vision and not understanding the full frame of the project. To sustain a project like this, you need tenacity, impeccable tenacity. You need patience, you need wisdom. Honestly, we're doing very well so far. We're already looking at our mistakes and how we can improve all of these areas. We're already gathering up all of these young people from the entrepreneurs to the creative space. This now brings us to the Northern creative industry. The primary sustainability vehicle for the Made in the North Festival is going to be the Northern creative industry. It's actually an industry that myself, Rahma Sadao, and Alin Islam, Uzi Usman, Ali Jita, Ali Nuhu, and Co. are looking forward to coming together to pioneer. Yeah. The Northern creative industry is going to be the vehicle that's going to sustain the creatives that we showcase, the entrepreneurs that we showcase, and the entrepreneurs that we develop. Why? Because when you say creative economy, creative industry, and you bring it to Northern Nigeria, it is often streamlined to just a section of the music space and the film and the Kannywood space. And that is actually taking us back. Myself as an MC, I belong to the industry.
Of course.
And I might not necessarily need to be part of the Kannywood industry, but the Northern creative industry is going to be the vehicle that will now sustain all of this, giving independence to the individual fields around the creative industry. We're now going to have the MC forum, the DJ forum, the caterers forum.
Streamline it.
all of this creative economy stakeholders are going to be part of this Northern creative industry. It's actually a 100-year framework.
I love that, because if you look at Africa, the problem is you find initiative programs, entrepreneurs with no longevity. It doesn't pass more than 1-2 generations, but 100 years is like maybe up to 5-6 generations.
Honestly,
that would come.
with my 9 years of experience in the industry, next year I'll be 10 years. We wanted to launch at my Golden Jubilee 10 years next year, but there's no time. Sometimes it's, like Sir YB said, it's very okay to alter the timelines sometimes. So we are altering the timeline so we can launch this particular initiative. We have a lot of people doing things on their own. We have a lot of startups. All they need is just somewhere to belong. As an MC, you know, okay, you have the MC Forum. We have the Northern MC Forum already, professional forum, that is led by MC Big Boy. We have that of the DJs as well. We bring all of this. Everybody is working in silos.
So we need to...
So the Made in the North Festival sustainability plan is to bring all of these people under the same Northern creative industry umbrella. So far, so good. I think with that vehicle, we'll be able to sustain everything that we do within the festival.
We can't wait for the bigger picture. So I'll take a few more questions and we do what we call rapid fire at S24. So the short answers would come. So let's take a look briefly at, does the festival deliberately try to bridge old and new, Durbar and digital, and then tech, poetry, performance? Was it a deliberate effort to do all of these things?
For me, ASHRAF, I'm very keen on creativity. So, and when you say a festival, exactly where you are listed is what a festival entails. So we are intentional and deliberate about it. And we didn't really want to come out as big. We wanted to start very small, and then we give room for expansion. So we are already very big into the Durbar. You can't take away the Durbar away from the north, be it Maiduguri, Sokoto, Kaduna, anywhere. You can't take away art exhibitions away from festivals. You can't take away trade fairs away from festivals. So all of this put together is what brings the festival, and that's our competitive advantage. So we're deliberate about all of the segments, all of the side attractions within the festival. And look at the north. Let's take Coachella, for example. There are a lot of side attractions that the world's biggest festival adopts that the Made in the North Festival is shying away from, because we're from the north. We have to look at where we come from, culture, all of those things put together. We're trying to see how we can come up with a very modest kind of festival where families, nobody shies away from Made in the North Festival. It's not like, even the fact that it's a youth-centric event, but everybody is open. It's the North. That's why it's not ASHRAF Festival. It's Made in the North. When we had the opportunity of pitching out to the Vice President, His Excellency the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and His Excellency the Deputy President of the Senate, they were very open. They were trying to expand the festival even beyond our own comprehension. Yeah, the Vice President was already bringing in Bank of Industry, Nexim Bank, etc. He was telling us that if we said Made in the North, we have to bring the industries together. We have to bring everything that is made in the North to showcase.
That's a lot. I know that we'll explore this further, because if it is MC ASHRAF, we can always talk about bigger things about Made in the North. Well done for what you're doing. And we believe it will outlast all of us.
Inshallah.
If all of the parameters to make it outlast as generational stuff is put in place. Now, let's quickly go into the less serious part of this. It's called Rapid Fire for S24. It's simple answers, yes or no, short sentence, and you need to take sides. Let's start with this one. Culture or commerce?
Culture or commerce? Culture.
Heritage or innovation?
Innovation.
Why innovation?
Because
it's Made in the North Festival.
Mezamani.
Kano, Kaduna, or Abuja for creative energy?
Creative energy. Kano, Kaduna, or Abuja for creative energy. S24 is in Abuja. I'll pick Abuja.
Thank you. That's a cheat code.
Infrastructures.
Durbar or digital event?
Durbar.
One word that describes Northern Nigeria to you as a person. One word.
One word that describes Northern Nigeria. History.
Why did you choose that?
If you look at Northern Nigeria, we are a deeply historical people. Yeah, everything about us is rooted back to history.
Back.
Yeah.
That's lovely. One word that describes the festival that you are the founder.
One word that describes Made in the North Festival. One word. Transformation.
Wow, thank you. And one thing Northern creatives need most right now?
One thing Northern creatives need the most right now. Reorientation, mentality shift.
Okay. One thing the media gets wrong about the North as well.
One thing the media, there's so many things the media gets wrong about. Oh my God. One thing the media gets about the North. The media thinks everybody in the North is an illiterate. Yeah, I think it's our illiteracy bias.
Generalization. Maybe you say some media, not the whole media. Okay, yeah, some media.
Minus S24. So our illiteracy bias.
Yeah, and one thing government should invest in the creative economy immediately.
One thing the government should invest in the creative economy immediately. Yeah. One thing that is missing in the creative economy is funds. Funds like cash, yes, funds funding. On ground. Yeah, funding. I'm not talking policy. I'm not talking policy. We have 1 million policies. We have access to fund. I mean, the moment I leave this seat right now, we can have a creative project and take it to any of the agencies that is in charge of that. And we know that if this scale through qualifies as a viable and a scalable project, it's going to go. There is none in existence on ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in one line, that's the last one. What is Made in the North really fighting for? In one line. In one line.
In one line. Okay. I would say Made in the North Festival and Trade Fair is actually fighting and pursuing to achieve scalability for Northerners, especially the Northern entrepreneurs and the Northern creatives, and is trying as much as we can to give them visibility.
Thank you so much, Mohammed Ashraf Adam. I'm used to the MC Ashraf, so I'm always touching when it comes to that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And the real test of any cultural movement is not whether it trends, but whether it builds markets, memory, and confidence, and sometimes more opportunities. Made in the North Festival is presenting itself not simply as an event, but as an argument that Northern Nigeria can be a very big enigma, and not just a big enigma, making a lot of difference in terms of the economy, taking us through what people think is only obtainable in Northern Nigeria. It's not just about crisis, but through creativity, not only through politics, but through possibility. Reports around the initiative says its ambition is to help project the region globally while creating trade, partnerships, and empowerment within the Northern ecosystem. Whether that ambition lands will really depend on structure, trust, execution, and staying powerful, especially if there are people who key into the vision. I am Halima Abdurrauf, and this is S24 Insight on S24 Television. We've spoken to MC Ashraf, and we look forward to doing more insights with MC Ashraf in the nearby future. Bye for now.
Thank you.